I will start with telling you I'm Vanessa. I started entering Carnival at the age of 17, and I entered for Carnival Queen. And it's quite a funny story because that wasn't by choice. I was working part-time and my aunt came in and said, I've entered you for Carnival Queen this year. And I was like, what? When is it? And it was like 3 days away. So there was a lot of excitement. I had to look at what the theme was and figure out what sort of costume I was going to make. It came together really well, and I won that year. That was 1987, so that was the start for me. And then moving on from that, I've been involved with the Just Come crew and the Click. So, what about you?
I'm Porscha, Smyle. I've been involved with Carnival from when I was a baby. My grandma is Elvin Morton, who was the original chairperson of the Carnival. I've been doing troops, like I said, since I was a baby. I was Carnival Queen in 2001, when I was 17. And then I play in Contrast Steel Band as well, so I've always taken part with them. But since the new legislations where the band couldn't be on the road, I decided to take it upon myself to do a troupe. So I started Soca Army in 2012. So yeah, that's me.
Well, my name's Leah Frederick. I have a troupe called The Click. We started back in 2002, I think. Yeah, 2002, and that was part of me and my sister. We started a dance group basically, and then we thought we'd do a carnival troupe, so we did. And we just asked friends and family, and we just got a lot of the community involved and the kids, and it just hit from there. Then we started doing it every other year, and we won once or twice, came second a couple of times, and we kept going.
I'm Liane. I first got involved with Carnival with Leah in doing the Click, and then in 2015 I done my own troupe on behalf of our charity, AAA for Success, and we won that year. So that's how I got involved.
For us, we involve everyone. So we start from kids that are 3, and we go right up to adults at 50. So we cover a lot of age groups, and we encourage everyone to get involved. We even have pushchairs that are decorated and taking them involved as well. So
when I started, I just wanted the older, so from 16 and above, because I just thought I can't be doing with little kids, looking after the kids on the day. I didn't want the responsibility on the day. But when I started, I think there was only 11 of us that started out. And then in 2016, there was 81 of us. And I had kids at the time, so my youngest was 3. And then it went up into the 30s age group. But I've opened up to everyone, so anyone can join.
For me, I started in my late teens, and then I got my 14-year-old daughter involved from a young age. She was doing the Click as well, and I think it's really important to kind of keep the tradition going, keep the different generations getting involved, and she felt like it was a part of her because from a young age she's been involved in it. So I feel like it's really important to get all ages involved, all ages mixing together and coming together. To kind of celebrate and man, absolutely.
Yeah. The theme, as soon as you hear about what the theme is, you get together with your troupe and you're thrashing out ideas of what the costumes are going to be like. So you need to know your theme way in advance so you can apply for your funding, design ideas. I studied fashion, so myself and one of my cousins used to enjoy sitting down and trying to work out, what costume are we going to make that will tell you this is the theme for this year. So important. And I think it's relevant for everyone so that you can actually see the story behind the costume. So the year that I did Carnival Queen, the theme was ancient Egyptians. So my carnival costume was, and it was very simple back then, 1987. It was very new because the carnival started in 85. So we didn't have what you see now with the frames and the backpacks and these massive costumes that are really impressive. My costume was just a simple gold dress with a tie belt, and I covered some cardboard with fabric to create the crown, and I was Cleopatra, and it worked. So simple but effective, but obviously moving on through the years. I know Carnival used to put on workshops, so I'd go to workshops with Ubon, is it?
Yeah,
I think his name was Ubon, and he would teach you how to make your costumes. So that was a great way to enjoy and get inspired to make and design your costume. So we started to work with frames and build things, and you're almost engineering. And I know one year, because I'm with Leah and the family doing the troupe, we made a costume where we pulled up some strings and this thing just erected and raised, and then underneath it showed you another costume. So yeah, themes are so important.
I think we were always very hot on the element of surprise.
Yeah.
So we always wanted to have that wow factor.
Yeah.
So with that whole revealing of the costume underneath, that was like, We came out in the darkness. I think the theme was morning just broken or new beginnings. New beginnings. So we did the morning concept. So we had our queen, and she came out in like a dark pyramid, and then we pulled it up, and she had like a big, like a queen costume kind of thing. And we won that year. And then the troupe, we all dressed in pyjamas, but we had pyjamas that were like jazzed up. So we had like
really colourful.
So we had suns and stars on it, and it looked so effective, and the whole troupe was covered in it because we had about 80 people in it that time. And it was huge, and it was hot, and we won. It was hot, and we had little boys that were just had their tops off, and everyone was just it was such a good feeling. But that was a good time.
Yeah, it's also the research that you have to do behind it as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the little kids get involved and have to do their little research.
And when they see the costumes, how they start and how they look at the end, and how we all look together. That's when you get that whole feeling. They love it. They do.
And the unity of everybody coming together and making costumes. We used to work. Did we go in a St Mark's?
Yeah.
We used to work in a mobile and make costumes, so the children are all involved. They're cutting out, they could probably be 5, 6, and they're cutting out little patterns to go on the costume. So it really is a time of coming together as a community.
And the parents, parents get involved.
Everyone gets involved.
Everyone gets involved, And it's just,
it's a great feeling.
What I tend to do is, because you get like new members joining your troupe every year, so I will have, before we start making costumes, I'll have like a little session as to what do they think Carnival's about, and kind of educate them that way on why we celebrate Carnival. Because a lot of people don't know. They just think it's like a free party. Do you know what I mean?
Street party.
So like I like to tell them like what Carnival's about, why it started and whatnot, and then we get onto the whole theme and explain why the costumes are going to look like that and what they represent, and then get making the costumes.
And it makes it more meaningful.
Yeah.
It has to. We have to remind ourselves of the root of it all. The party, but the root.
Definitely.
Yeah, of course. Now with the carnival, you can only have 4 people on the lorry at one time.
Oh, wow.
And that's
so
the
that's
DJ,
like the DJ,
the mic man, and the engineers, maybe.
The hostess, the engineer, and then someone that gives out water. That's it. Or if one of them comes off, you can have someone else that goes on.
But people can't be going on and off the float as it's moving.
So this is another thing with having kids in the troupe, like they have to be able to walk the whole way around, because we cannot put you on the lorry. But now they're letting is have a mini bus in the troop. So if the kids do get tired, we can put them on a bus or in the car, so that they follow us around.
I think it would be a great thing to see, you know, if they just got involved with the community and realised how passionate we are about Carnival and the reason we celebrate it. It would take some of the confrontation out of it when they are out on the road in the hundreds and dictating that you can't carry a drink into the park and things like that. So I think it would be important that they
some
came
of them
down
do
to
get
the,
involved though.
you know,
Like, some of the troop ladies will start they will start dancing on the police officers. Some of them will just stand there with a straight face, or some will get involved.
Yeah, you're right.
But,
But it's good to see that though.
Yeah.
It's nice to see that.
Guaranteed.
It's nice.
So I know with us, we used to do it, didn't we? And because we had a community group, and they were little children up to about 17 at the time. So when they did enter the carnival, they were told at a group session and asked, do you know why we celebrate Carnival? Do you understand the reason behind Carnival? So we did give them literally a history lesson as well, and that's something that we've done every year if we've taken part in Carnival. So new members that are coming along, like Porscha's troupe, they are learning about the history and the reason behind why we revel in the streets when we do, is to celebrate, you know, freedom.
I've got a niece and nephew up in Bradford, and they were literally the only black kids in school. So they asked if I would come up there and tell them about steel pans. So what I did with one of the members of Contrast, we both drove up there, did like a little workshop on the steel pans, and then I took some of my old costumes and then got the kids to like put them on, and we had like a little dancing session and like spoke about why we have Carnival and stuff like that. So yeah, I've just done that once, but in Leicester, no, I haven't been out to any schools.
I remember helping with AA for Success when you won that year, and you did the Rugby World Cup, didn't you? So you toured, you went to London.
Yeah, I went to London.
Did
I think we went somewhere
something
out of
at
Leicester as well.
The Tigers, was it the Leicester City Football Club?
Yes.
So you did a lot
it.
of media stuff with the
Yeah.
costumes
We
around
bought
that
costumes
time.
and showcased our costumes.
Mhm.
Done.
With the clique, I think we've just toured at different carnivals. So we've probably gone to
Yeah.
Nottingham Carnival,
Leeds.
and Leeds, in Leeds.
But not in any schools or...
No.
We've never...
Which I think would be very good to do. Like for me, being a part of the clique, it was only natural that the younger generation, which is my daughter, was able to get involved and learn from it and feel the sense of, it teaches discipline, it teaches history, it teaches a sense of belonging, it teaches fitness, oneself, and fun. Do you know what I mean? Creative, and you're being able to expression. And she was saying, Mum, Carnival's the only time I'm allowed to whine. Yes, it is the only time you're allowed to whine, but it's fine. So I think it is really kind of important to I would definitely do it workshops. Yeah, man, just to make it really interactive and fun, but you're having the learning element behind it. And it is very important for young black children to know, you know, where we came from. It's not just the slavery, it's about the freedom, it's about the kind of, we're celebrating the freedom. Our ancestors fought the fought and we overcame, and we're strong and we're powerful and we're vibrant. Do you know what I mean? Everything.
And now we celebrate.
Exactly.
Yeah. One thing I was going to say about that is that with the black children, Caribbean children, should I say, you assume that a lot of them know the history, and they don't. So when we had our dance group, I don't know if it's similar for you, but when we had our dance group, it was like, don't you know what Carnival is? How come you don't know? But you assume that their parents would have told them, or you know, their elder relatives would have told them, and maybe they've had little bits of it, but they don't know the full idea of what Carnival is. So it's nice to be able to show them that this is what Carnival is. This is why we do this, and that's why we want you to get involved.
Absolutely.
And I do it anyway because we get a lot of different races join the troops. So like, our troops are very
Multi-racial.
So that's why it's like very important that the troop knows why we do Carnival.
The workshops sound great, and I almost think if you could go into schools at an early age and teach children why there is a carnival, I think that would be a really great thing to do, and a nice programme for children to have as part of learning history. Wow.
Now that
It's
you
a
say
shock.
it,
Now
you
say
realise
it.
it.
So
But
almost, yes, I think that does open your eyes to say that there is more to us than actually the carnival. And
But that's why I think I get a bit upset when it got threatened that it would be cancelled. I was like, you can't cancel
yes,
it.
that
It
one
just can't be
year.
cancelled because you can't stop something that's been going for so
so
long.
many years.
And how are we going to bring it back if you stop it? So I think that was one of my concerns, that it needs to stay because it's something that we look at how the children are before Carnival. They get the new trainers,
new
a
clothes.
whole new outfit, you know, hair did, everything.
Yeah.
So it's a whole thing.
It is.
It's what we talk about for the whole year.
Yeah.
What we're going to wear for Carnival.
And like you say now, it is, you don't think about it, but it is the only thing that we do have to celebrate, which is why, you know, we travel to different cities when there's a carnival on,
Yeah.
because it's the only time to embrace our culture and have fun. And I'm actually sat here quite shocked because I didn't even think about it. So we obviously need more than a carnival.
Yeah.
So, yeah, as a community, we may need to sit down going forward and think about what else can we bring to the community, to the city.
I think it's the committee that decides what the theme's going to be.
Yeah.
I think it needs to come.
Yeah.
It's definitely important with the theme. It definitely needs to come from the root.
Yeah.
It just keeps it alive.
We always used to try and make if there was a theme that seemed random, we'd always try and bring a cultural element to that. So we'd say, well, how can we make this relevant to our culture again? So the new beginnings, it was like new dawn, new day or something like that.
And we thought of Juve, which is a Caribbean celebration, the morning before Carnival. So that was the idea of the pyjamas. But then there was also past, present and future. And then we did, past was, what did we do for the past?
I'm trying to think.
But I know we did Egyptians. We did Egyptians. Then we did robots for the future. And then the present, I can't remember. I can't remember what that was.
So we had three, so the troop was divided into three. So part one set of the troop was the beginning, and then you had the present, and then the future.
So that was, it depends on how you interpret it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Definitely.
And we'd usually have a really good, I called it our spiel, so your description of why the costumes and the troop were portraying how they were, and there'd be an explanation behind it, which then you could relate to, and say, oh, okay, so that's why they're dressed like that, and that's why it applies to the theme.
Got a few, but one of them was one year we did a troop. I think you were in our troop that year, but we did we were butterflies and we had skates on.
Yeah,
we had
we had
skates on.
that,
Roller
yeah.
skates.
And we were skating. I just remember going on Charles Street and we were literally skating the whole way. We had wings. But it was so effective. We looked good, but we didn't think about the health and safety aspect of it at that point. But that was good.
Yeah.
We had fun.
For me, I think the 1 year I had my own troupe, it was very difficult. I put my hands up to the organisers because I'll never do it again. I'm happy to participate, but it was just the kind of the warm feeling you got when we won, because we worked so hard, and to be appreciated for that and to be like, we won. That was,
And
that
what
was
you
a really
represented
special
as
moment.
well.
Exactly, what we represented as our charity to say,
We're here.
yeah.
My memories are just seeing the kids happy. I just like to do it for the kids. It may look like I'm not happy to do it because I've not slept. When it comes to Carnival weekend, I'm up from Friday until Sunday, and my nana can tell you that her house is my workshop.
Sequins, you've seen sequins.
There's gems, there's glue guns, there's
Glitter.
feathers, there's backpacks, like literally everywhere. Even my flat is a big workshop. So seeing the kids happy, but also in 2015, I think, I made my own Carnival Queen costume, on my own, no help from an expert. And I entered it into the Queen show. We didn't place, but
the fact that
I did it, and it was like a massive costume as well. And I've never had any experience in building a costume myself. And I got really good feedback from the professionals. So, that's a memory of mine.
I think mine would have to be the year we made was it Kids Carnival? I think it was the younger ones. And we made a costume, like I say, it was like a pyramid. So we became almost like engineers, as I said before, and designed this costume where the person was inside this pyramid. You couldn't see them at all. I don't know how they got on the stage. And then they just lifted up this costume and revealed another, and it was just that sense of pride of working together as a team. Even that kind of gives me chills.
Yeah, goosebumps.
Yeah, it does. I can feel the hairs on the back when it stand up. It was just pride and joy, and know that we accomplished something so great. And I think we were placed somewhere, but it didn't matter if we were. It was just that sense of
taking part.
Yeah.
I think the Queen show is a big thing for us. Queen show was the time, because we were getting together, we were seeing our friends that we hadn't seen. So we were allowed to be adults for a bit. Like, we were allowed to sit with our friends
and just we could
sit on the balcony, and we could watch with our friends, and our parents were down there. So it was fun, and it was a nice little community spirit, wasn't it? So
the whole
Queen
build
show.
up to Carnival, years ago, the whole build up to Carnival. So we used to have a cultural week. So it would start from the Monday. And then we would have little things in town where you could get your hair plaited, the steel band will be out, we'll be selling magazines. And because my grandma was the chairperson, I used to be one of the little kids selling magazines for £1 in town. And then, so every day there was something, and then Carnival would be on the Saturday. So it was the whole week we had something to look forward to, which was good.
Yeah.
Some after Carnival parties I didn't make because my feet were too
because you'd be too tired.
Yeah. It was just written off.
Yeah, that's
but
true.
That was another thing that you look forward to.
We were allowed out.
When we were allowed out.
That was the only time we were allowed out.
Yeah, Carnival
night.
Carnival night.
You're pre-planning your outfit from from way before.
Can I get some machine?
Yeah.
or DKNY. That's the only time we was allowed designer.
Yeah. And little designer t-shirt that you wore with pride.
They were good times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good times.
Miss them.
Yeah.
I just remember as I've got older that I'd take part in the carnival and I'd have all intention of wanting to go to a dance. But by the time you got back to the park, performed again, you were exhausted because you'd been on it for months.
True.
Like, you know, you'd hire out St Matthew's Centre and be making the costumes and months leading up to it. You were too exhausted to go out and enjoy yourself, but it was okay because you'd had a great time anyway.
Yeah.
And the routines other kids were doing.
Yeah.
They loved it.
Routines were good.
Famous for, let me just have a nap and then I'll go.
Yeah.
And you wake up and you've missed the whole thing.
Wake up the next day, that was me.
A lot. Me too.
Used to like napping.
Yeah, it was me a lot. One thing that I would say as well is we got to work with a pioneer who lost his life this year, so I want to say R.I.P. to Lincoln and thank you. But that was a real blessing to, he was a dapper Dan with the costumes,
He did a lot
man.
for Leicester Carnival.
He did.
Yeah.
He worked with like a lot of troops and the costumes that he did make were wicked.
And I think if anyone who took part in Carnival would have heard Lincoln's name.
Yeah.
At some point,
Everywhere.
would have heard.
London, he works with a load of troops all around the country, all around the world.
His costumes are amazing.
Yeah.
Is that the costume you won that year?
Yeah, so it was an honour for us. Because we were the nigger. Couldn't have done it without this one because we needed her experience, boy. But so that was an honour.